Hey, Yakov. It's just
Hey,
me and you now, buddy.
are you serious?
That's that's what we're down to. But
But
they set up auto recording, so be careful what you say.
yeah, that's what I was just going to say that this is recorded.
Hello, Hitachi. Who's that?
Maybe it's the CEO or the president.
Or the shareholders.
Ah, Tatsuya.
Ah, Sato-san.
Hello. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
All right, so I figure I just give the quick update on the releases. I think probably most of you already know what we did in the last few days and weeks, and then we can talk about version 3. Given the audience here, we can get any updates on Smart BFT work. But let me start with the release update. Hang on, let me share my screen. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So in the last few days, we released the latest fixed releases for both Fabric and Fabric CA. That's 2.2 and 2.5. This might be the last 2.2 update because we did say 2.5 was the long-term support release at the beginning of last year, and that was going to take over for 2.2. If there's any critical problems with 2.2, I wouldn't mind putting out another one, but there hasn't been much updates. It's mostly been dependency updates for currency. And for that, I would urge users to move up to 2.5 anyways, because even now we can't update all the dependencies on 2.2. There's things like etcd RAF that was refactored in 2.4, 2.5 timeframe. I think it was 2.5 timeframe. And that refactoring has not been backported. So we're still stuck on an old etcd Raft on version 2.2. So for definitely for any new users, I'd recommend using 2.5, and even for the existing users on 2.2, I'd encourage them to update to 2.5. The other interesting thing that we did in that release, at least for the CA, was we removed the dependency between Fabric CA and Fabric. So we had the long-standing dependency there. I'll show you the commit actually to make it more obvious. This was Fabric CA. So we used to have a dependency on Fabric, which was kind of awkward because Fabric was never meant to be used by other repositories. It was kind of hacked around to do this. But what we did was we pushed down the common code that was in BCCSP, common flogging, and common metrics. We pushed that down to Fabric libgo repository, which was always intended to be the place for shared code. And we updated the dependency in Fabric CA and in Fabric to use that Fabric libgo dependency. So that's good. We broke this dependency. That means as things evolve going forward, for example, if we make changes in BCCSP, that can apply to both, and we won't get one moving forward and one not moving forward, which we've had in the past. So I think that was a net benefit. Okay, so I think that covers that item. Any questions or comments about that? Okay. So I didn't have an agenda item for the Fabric 3 stuff because I didn't know who would show up. But given that Yakov and Yoav showed up, we can get an update on that. Hey, Mark, how's it going? We just talked so far about the Fabric and Fabric CA releases that we did and the updates to those dependencies between the two. Mark, I did see that we broke the Fabric Gateway test by some of the changes in 2.5. I can PR that unless you were already planning to do that.
I've done that now. I've made a change to the scenario test so that it works again.
Okay, cool. So I'll go review that and merge that one. Anything
Oh.
else you want to talk about, Mark, before we move on?
No, nothing from me.
Okay, so then next I was going to go to the Smart BFT update to see how that's going, since we have Yakov and Yoav on the call here. I didn't copy over for the agenda from last time, but these were the items outstanding when we met last month.
Yeah, so here are the updates. So let's start from the small update and then let's move to the bigger. So regarding improved transaction pool for Smart BFT, actually I did some benchmarking of Smart BFT a few days ago. I think it was actually, it was last week. Yeah, so I did it last week. Benchmarking of Smart BFT, both with existing transaction pool and the new transaction pool. And unfortunately, and I also did it like in a local area network and a wider network. So I deployed it in Europe, in several countries, and also in the same data center. So unfortunately, in both cases, the transaction pool, even though when we benchmark it locally, it is faster, it did not actually improve the overall throughput. And given these facts, I don't see a clear reason to actually move to a different one. The valuation just doesn't justify doing that. So this is off the table. Regarding unit test coverage.
Hey, Yakov, we're getting a lot of feedback when you talk.
Sorry, is that better?
That's better, yeah.
Yeah, the mic was far. Do you want me to repeat myself?
So which of these bullets, was it the second one? The first one?
It was the second one. So as I said, I benchmarked and changing the transaction pool, it doesn't actually increase the end-to-end performance. So we have bottlenecks in a different place. So we're not going to do that.
All right, let me copy this down. Okay. And what's your next item?
Yeah, unit test coverage, it is taken care of by May. Integration test coverage, it is being taken care of.
Does that mean it's done or it's been work or what?
It is a work in progress. Also, the integration test is was work in progress, and the migration, I believe that it is done. So for anyone who is seeing this, they can already try to do the migration, see if it works according to the documentation.
All right, that's good news. And then how about
for the big item, I will let Yoav give the update.
For this one, okay, yeah, Yoav, go ahead.
Yeah, the block puller is progressing. In progress, I expect in the next couple of weeks to finish it in a manner that will be good for a release. In order to have a release in this quarter, we decided to prioritize around performance, maybe things that all kinds of optimization that can be done later will be deferred to after the release. And those are things that will not change the user experience of the administrator, of the deployer, so they can be done in a minor release.
Okay, that's all good news. Any questions from anybody else around Smart BFT? Okay, for the other items, I know Artem was in progress. We talked to him at least through one of the issues this week. It sounds like he plans to resume that work. It was a little bit more tangled than he expected, but he expects to continue that work. We haven't really progressed the discussion on what to do about the error packages. So I think if nothing else changes there, we'll probably do the simple in-place swap for the new package that provides the functionality of the old package, and not do the more intense refactoring there that was talked about a little bit in this issue. That issue I'm talking about is 4468. Bauhau said he would do a little bit more investigation on that though, so we'll give him a little bit more time to see if he comes up with anything. Moving to protocol buffers, API v2. Let's see, Mark, I forget where that left. I think last I heard that was a little bit more involved than we had hoped. Did you remember where that conversation ended up?
No, I don't. I remember when I looked at it a long time ago, it seemed like more work than I was hoping, but somebody else was having a dig at that. I'm not sure where it got to.
I think that's this one. This guy says he'll take a look and get back to us. Okay. Let's see, and then there was a work item for kind of miscellaneous things. I will go take a look at that as we're nearing the end of V3 development effort here. See if there's any other things that we want to clean up. I think there was a couple things, but I'm forgetting what they were at this time. Okay, does anybody else have topics for today? If not, I can let everybody go early here.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks everybody.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Yep, we'll see you. Bye.
Good. See you. Bye.